What I'd like to do at this point is introduce a gentleman who is currently Assemblyman in the state of New Jersey. He is currently our candidate for Congressional District 7. We are thrilled to have him here with us. No one is better than himself to talk about himself. So, Mr. Upendra Chivukula, soon to be Congressman.
First of all, I want to thank all of you for taking the time on Saturday morning coming to the country club here. The most important thing, you need to know a little bit about me, and then you need to know why I'm running and all that. First, you got to remember my name. The way I'm going to teach you a quick thing. Always remember that you are driving a Chevy and drinking a cola, Chevy cola. then you cannot forget that. That's one thing important. Second thing is, I'm an electrical engineer by profession. I'm not an attorney. There's nothing wrong with an attorney, but I'm an electrical engineer because the challenges of the 21st century, we have many, many challenges, and we need candidates and representatives who can do the problem solving, come up with innovative solutions, and in this global recession, you need to figure out how to grow the economy, create jobs. And one other thing I want to tell you is also, I work for a living. I don't know about Leonard Lance, but I do work for a living. So my story started in 1974 when I came to the United States as a student to get a degree in electrical engineering. And then I stayed on, and then I got elected at the local level in Franklin Township as a councilman, became a deputy mayor and mayor. In 2001, I ran for General Assembly, and I got elected, and I've been serving there for more than 10 years. I'm in my 6th term in the Assembly. And using my background in science and technology, I have been engineering policies in the green energy, sustainable economy for the state of New Jersey, and I'm chairman of the Telecommunication and Utilities Committee. I'm vice chair of the Homeland Security Committee, and also a member of the Assembly Transportation Committee. So my plate is full, and you might ask, why we want to run for political office, which is much bigger in the sense that it starts in Milburn in Essex County, goes along I-78 all the way to Phillipsburg, Pennsylvania border, and also goes up north into Chester and Mount Olive or Mount Arlington. But the way I look at it is, after the 2012 redistricting, we need to put a good candidate. Peg Schaefer, county chair, reached out to me and he said, Upendra, it's a tough task, but I think we want to put a viable candidate. I said, I'll take one for the party. We're looking at what is going on in Washington, such a divisive practices, and anything President Obama does, everything is wrong. Everything had to be removed. When you talk about Obama healthcare, universal healthcare, the first president to talk about that was President Eisenhower, long time ago. Since that time, President Nixon talked about it, and President Obama was the first one who was able to come up with the legislation, get it through the Congress, and that was a tough thing. There are issues that Supreme Court is looking at, whether the individual mandate is going to be sustainable or not. We'll look at that. But I think we need to do something about our healthcare system. It's very expensive. We may have the best healthcare delivery, but it comes at a cost. We need to look at all aspects of it, whether it is, if you go to emergency care, the bills come never in hundreds, it's always in thousands and hundreds of thousands. So we need to figure out how to enroll 40 million Americans. We live in the richest country in the world, and 40 million Americans don't have access to health care. As an individual, even if you want to go and buy the health care, it's very expensive. And there is a lot of people who are working poor, who don't get insurance from workplace. And so we need to think about how to engage, and it's not a perfect solution for the healthcare problem, but at least it's a very good start, and we need to improve on that. And I think that's one of the important things. Education. I mean, we are losing out in terms of global competition. We want to make sure that our children get the best education so that way they can compete not only regionally here but with the world. And I think that's one of the things. Tremendous emphasis should be put on education and environment. New Jersey, if you look at New Jersey, we have issues with respect to I-95 corridor. It's got the millions of cars and trucks go through, and New Jersey has one of the highest rates of respiratory illnesses, and so we need to do something about that. So we had done a lot of things in the state level in terms of creating the Global Warming Response Act and trying to see how we can reduce the greenhouse gases by 20% by 2020. And we also put in the cap and trade program, which in Washington, which is different, but it was modeled after the New Jersey legislation. Our EPA administrator, Lisa Jackson, was the commissioner of DEP when we passed this legislation. And Congressman Leonard Lance voted for it, and then now he wants to run so far away from it that he may even go into Canada. So he has a primary, and I think you have to believe in things. And once you voted for it, you believe in it. That's why you voted for it. Now, why do you want to run away from it? So I think environment is an important thing, and people move into Hunterdon County and Warren County because of the trout fishing. They want to do game and all that. So I think environment is important. I mean, if you pollute, and then our water is going to be even more important than gasoline, because people are going to fight for water, clean water. There's so much pollution, so we want to make sure that we adhere to the Clean Air Act and Clean Water Act. And so there are a number of issues, and I don't want to leave with the impression that I'm a policy wonk, but I want to be first a candidate, and I need your help, each and every one of you, reaching out to your friends and your family, and get my name out there. This district is about 692,000 people, and I think about 9.3% Asian Americans, about 10.2% Hispanic Americans, and the African American small percent is about 2.5% or so, according to the demographics. But it predominantly is a Caucasian district, and some of the towns in the district, like Watchup, average income is 250,000. They live in mansions. I think when I drive by, so many hotels next to each other. Occupancy rate must be very low. It is low, because if you have 7 bedrooms and 2 people live there, the occupancy, there's only 2. But I think I need to craft a message that appeals. I think we need to have a message for fiscal, make sure that fiscal responsibility, and we have a message for gun ownership. I think responsible gun ownership. If you're a hunter and you want to go hunt and use the guns, so we need to figure out. I mean, I cannot run like in the left. I have to run right in the middle, and using my background in terms of trying to create jobs and trying to see how we can reduce the regulation. Responsible regulation, not eliminating regulation, but responsible regulation. When you have 100 regulations, if you only enforce 2 of them, it doesn't make any sense. But we need to have common sense and some pragmatism, so that we can address those issues. And so I'm going to use my background in policy making at the state level, as well as my science and technology background. I'm going to differentiate myself with Congressman Leonard Lance, and of course he has one step. He has to do the primary first. It's that David Larson, a Tea Party candidate, is running against him, so we'll see how much David Larson will make Leonard Lance spend money, because money is an important aspect. I need to raise a lot of money, and all the help I can get from you, I appreciate that. And according to DCCC, which is the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, they have seen that, when for one person who ran, Mary Ann Connolly ran many years ago, which was a different district, and she tried 2 times, and then Linda Stender, Assemblywoman, my colleague, she ran 2 times. First time she did quite well against Mike Ferguson. She came within a couple of points. And then Ed Protasnik ran. So it's going to be a whole different thing. And a friend of mine who lives in Watchung, I do have friends living there.
Good friend.
He was telling that my friend is running for Congress, and he said, an Indian running in this district? Wow. So I want to be the wow candidate. Thank you very much.
Well, sir, you certainly are the wow candidate. We are thrilled to have you on our team, part of our ticket. Thank you very much for coming here again today.